hour over these next 4 kilometres. They're now inside of the 4-kilometre banner.
3 Frenchmen out of 4 leaders here celebrating Bastille Day. They're picking up quite a strong tailwind now. 4 kilometres. It's going to be about 4 seconds knocked off in the last kilometre towards the leaders. That's not quick enough. If they keep going, there will be confusion when they get into Issoudun, and so the switching and turns might form an advantage for these 4.
Vaugrenard is the man on the front now, big bike rider, 3rd overall in the Circuit of the Sarthe in the early part of this season, and Samy Dumoulin, the winner of a stage of the Tour last year, realizes you've got to keep going. Even though you can almost feel the breath of the main field behind you, you've got to keep the pressure on. This is a move from Mikhail Ignatiev. He tried that a couple of days ago, and this time he hasn't caught out Samy Dumoulin.
No, he tried it onto the road into Perpignan. It didn't work there. In fact, Thomas Voeckler got to him and won the day. But there's another kilometre ticked off. They're just on a minute per kilometre here. That will make it 3 kilometres to the 3 minutes rather to the finish. At this time, they nailed back the Russian rider. He was given 2nd place into Perpignan in the same time as the pack. They caught him literally on the line. He was still in front. And now it is Thierry Dupont who's now trying to do the same. He's just trying to say, don't attack. Work together, we can win.
That is the logical thing. If they start attacking each other like this, what it actually does is it takes away the impetus and organisation of the main field, and it has the effect then of lowering the average speed. Whereas if you bear in mind, this group behind keeps a steady high speed, and they will slowly but surely eat into the lead. 9 seconds is looking very precarious now. The sprinters will be starting to getting that little bit more twitchy, moving to the front, trying to stay in the first 10 or 15 places. It looks like David Miller is up into 2nd place, and that is for his sprinter Tyler Farrar.
He was looking round to see where Tyler was there, Miller. Now they've made that left turn there. We are in the town of Issoudun, but we're going to circumnavigate it now, and the roads will get a little bit different. The riders have to stay very much alert, and they have to stay well organised on the front.
Well, there's another move gone from that leading group of 4. I think they now know it's completely and utterly over, but it's Hupon who's gone off the front. But look at the work being done by Team Quickstep there.
Hupon has jumped away, but the field here, they're dashing and dying. You see how narrow the roads are now? But this is going to be the shutdown here at 1.6 kilometres to go here. And it's being led up by the Liquigas team, trying to get Daniel Bernati into the action. 1.4 kilometres to go. They've just caught Hubert Hupon, and I hope they'll make that bend, because that was a wide corner, and they didn't make the bend. Somebody shot off to the left on a very sharp right-hander. It's a Katusha rider who's gone down there, I think. That was the end of Vaugrenard, the man who was in the breakaway. He's come out the tail. I don't know whether our cameras can see which the rider, Katusha rider who went down.
I think it was Vladimir Karpets. Now's the big organisation by Team High Road. This is Tony Martin keeping the pressure nice and high. Inside the final kilometre, George Hincapie takes control. In Hincapie's wheel is going to be Mark Renshaw. He's the man, the pilot fish, to take Mark Cavendish into the last 300 or 400 metres. Cavendish is in 3rd place. Big fight for Cavendish's wheel, because there's the green jersey of Thor Hushovd, and Tyler Farrar is right there, but he's coming up. It's actually going to spoil the lead out.
Well, Tyler Farrar is going on one side. They're confusing each other here. They almost took out the rider in the middle. As they line up now, 2 riders getting clear. Farrar trying to get himself sorted, but it looks as though he's pulling away. The green jersey there, Thor Hushovd trying to get on turns. The final lead out here by Mark Renshaw. Cavendish is now in a perfect position, but it is still 350 metres from the line. It might be too far. Farrar's hooked up to the back wheel of the green jersey of Hushovd. They've got to break soon, otherwise they'll let Cavendish go. If Cavendish gets the lead, nobody ever passes him. He's gone again. Now he'll kick again. And look at the face of Hushovd. It's beaten. He's trying to hang on for 2nd place here as Mark Cavendish crosses the line, followed by Hushovd, Tyler Farrar, and I think the Duque is in 3rd place there, 4th place rather. Well, Paul, he's just too quick. They should never allow him to lead out.
Well, in fact, I noticed that Garmin tried to get the switch on them when they came into the final group of chicanes there, but there was too much control, first of all by George Hincapie, then, of course, by Mark Renshaw, who looked like he was dying on the way down to the finish, but he took his sprint all the way to the last 200 or 300 metres, because he knows that once you lead out Mark Cavendish, it's impossible to come by him. There's the crash once again. That was a Katusha rider. I think it was Vladimir Karpets who went down pretty hard there. It didn't cause any confusion to the main sprinters at the front of the pack.
Now look at the face of Cavendish here. Mark Renshaw had to hold just a little bit longer than normal there because they'd run out of lead-out men, and give Cav his best shot at the finish. He was always aware of where Hushovd was. Hushovd says he can't beat this man on these sort of finishes, and he's proved that point again. Tyler Farrar there in third place, the American sprinter, as he now looks at a green pair of glasses here, so he might be expecting the green jersey back, but he won't get it because, in fact, Hushovd getting second will keep that lead in the green jersey competition.
It certainly will, but Cavendish is proving to be an incredible sprinter, but you know what? He can't win the sprints without that man there, Mark Renshaw. Renshaw led that sprint out to absolute and utter perfection in the last 450 metres. This is the arrival of the riders who were in that breakaway. There is Samy Dumoulin. He went all the way to the line. He was hoping to survive 1.5 kilometres to the finish. They got caught, and on the run-in they just gave up and decided to cruise to the line, and they've lost themselves 2.5 minutes. But it could so easily have gone in the other direction. Just look at this, the perfection of Team Columbia High Road. That's Hincapie there in first position, going around the corner. Then it's left up to Mark Renshaw. Renshaw now accelerates. Hushovd is right in the wheel of Mark Cavendish, but can't do anything at all. Look at the kick, look at the acceleration. He opens up the gap. These guys are in his slipstream. It's an easier position for them to be in, but they can't hold on to his wheel. Hushovd, he's got to stay as close as he can to Mark Cavendish if he wants to win the green jersey competition.
Well, Tour was close enough to keep the points lead today, as we'll confirm in a moment. First, though, the stage result. Win number 3 for Cavendish, ahead of Hushovd, with Tyler Farrar third, Leonardo Duque fourth. And an honourable mention for Kenny van Hummel, 171st and last overall, 7th today. None of them, though, really close to Cavendish, who had time to brandish his green glasses as he closes in again on the matching jersey.
I'm getting closer to it now, you know. I wore them because I like them, I like the colour. Maybe I'd like it back.
And listen, a stage win this side of the Pyrenees isn't quite the same as a stage win the other side of the Pyrenees. How were your legs feeling today? Breaks the rhythm up a bit.
I was okay, actually. I needed a rest day yesterday, it was good. Everyone was fresh today. And you saw my team rode well again, they were determined. After the Pyrenees, they rode well with me throughout the Pyrenees. And that was for the reason to come and win more stages. So we took the race on again today, and it was a tough little finish. But they delivered me perfect. I was able to hold Tour off, so yeah, it's nice.
And you looked so good in the green jersey and so proud to be in the green jersey last week. Now, have you got a figure in mind of the number of stages you're going to have to win before you have to start worrying about intermediate sprints?
Yeah, you know, Tour was second there, so I've only got 5 points back on him. So I've got another 2 lined up that I'd like to win. Well, even 4 lined up that I'd like to win, but I think it's realistic. Maybe I could get 2 more, including the Champs-Élysées. So.
And the frightening thing is, he's probably being conservative. A small piece of bad news, though, for the best-placed British rider overall today. Midway down the field, there was a small gap as riders slowed down coming over the line, and the race commissaires decided it was a split. Just on the right side of it was Lance Armstrong. Just on the wrong side of it, through no fault of his own, was Bradley Wiggins, and that cost him time.
There might have been a tiny split in the peloton as it came across the line.
I don't know, I didn't quite see what was going on. But a lot of riders sit up, obviously, in the final, so yeah, I didn't see what was happening.
I think you might be the wrong side of a 15-second gap there. It's absolutely treacherous, isn't it?
Yeah, it depends who's in the front, though, obviously, so yeah, we'll see.
Not much you can do about it or think about it, I guess.
No, exactly.
Not much you can do except gnash your teeth. Wiggins and Levi Leipheimer were both on the wrong end of those 15 seconds. Armstrong and the other big names got the same time as the winner. Talking of whom, Mark Cavendish is now closing in on the all-time record for stage wins by a British rider. And in the process, he's closing in on Tour Hushovd. He keeps saying he's more interested in stage wins than the green jersey, Cav, but Tour's not sure he believes him.
When he came across the line, you won't have seen he raised his green-rimmed glasses, the same that you've got on your head there. He obviously wants that green jersey back, and he's got 5 points back on you today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's a strong sprinter, fastest one in the world when you see him sprinting like today. But of course he wants his jersey. But now in a few days he said he don't want for it. So I think he have to decide.
Now, while the green jersey race resumed in earnest today, the yellow jersey was in hibernation and might stay there all the way to the Alps. The only changes today were the two men on the wrong side of the 15-second split. Levi Leipheimer drops from 4th to 5th and Bradley Wiggins from 5th to 7th, now a minute and a second behind the leader Rinaldo Nocentini. Denis Menchov was caught out too, his deficit now up to 5 minutes 17, otherwise the overall contest